Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Cottonwood Hill Farms. So it's been busy, very, very busy. As I said in, I think it was a couple of videos ago, just haven't had a lot of time to mess with these videos. We've been really busy. I'm going to go over some of the stuff we've been working on, some of the things that we're doing here, why we've been so busy. But the other reason is technical issues. I used to be decent with computers back years ago, and I have, and I'm proud to say, regressed. And I hate computers. They're just irritating. Yeah, when they work, they're convenient, but when they don't, you know, you just feel helpless. The older I get, the more I look at technology as slavery, pretty much. That's what we've done with it. We depend on it so much that we've enslaved ourselves with technology. But anyway, I digress. So been busy, lots of projects going on. So I don't have a ton of footage, but I have lots of pictures. And so I'm going to talk about a few things here, and then I'm going to show pictures as I do it of what we've been working on. So the big things that we've had going on, and you may have seen, I think in the last video when I was walking around talking, you may have seen these big things behind me. And we got some bulk bins here laying here. There's another one over here behind me, and then I've got one more I got to go pick up yet. So this pad over here, this concrete pad, we poured this back in I think it was September, I don't know, somewhere in there. I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, we poured this pad. This is for those bins, and we've got 6 of these big bulk bins. These are they're a Farmer Boy brand, I believe, somewhere around 16 tons. I believe they're like 600 bushel, depending on the grain you've got, something like that. Anyway, the goal here is to start grinding our own feed, and we spend a lot of money on feed between the pigs and the chickens, and we have other people that are interested in feed as well. And so we see an opportunity, a need for it, and so that's kind of our goal. And I've been wanting to do this for it's been, I don't know, several years now. I've been wanting to do this, and so we got this poured. We found these bins on Facebook Marketplace, got a really good deal. They came from a hog confinement up north of us, and they do have a few holes in them. I do have to do some patching on them and whatnot, but I think all in all they're going to be just fine once I get them up and get them set. I do have to kind of figure out the unloading. If we're going to use, most likely, I don't know. I've been looking online at you can buy parts for them. The parts are insanely expensive, and so I don't know how much I can salvage off them as far as like trap doors or sliding doors for underneath to load out of. We do have an old 6-inch electric auger that should work just fine, but then it's you know, you got to make a piece or something that bolts to the bottom so you can unload out of them. And for now, you know, down the road, if we do well with this and we start making more feed and need more efficiency, or better, you know, need to be more efficient with it, then we'll look at maybe doing a conveyor system, or I don't know, something else. But right now, to get started, that's kind of what we're looking at doing. So this pad, I can't remember the dimensions on it, but it's big enough, like I said, for those 6 big bulk bins, and then we still got 2 more of those smaller bulk bins that have been laying over here in the lot for, I don't even know, a decade maybe. So we're finally going to get those stood up. So that's kind of exciting. We did purchase a grinder. It's buried in the shop at the moment, but I'll throw a picture up of that. We got a Massey Ferguson 1050, I believe is what it is. And my understanding is that's the same as an international, like 1250 or 1150 or something like that, which was also made, both of those were made by Artsway. I don't know if that's like a 425A. I don't know exactly what it is. I know it would be the newer Artsway of the older generation. So anyway, nice grinder. You're going to get to see us start using that here over the next few months, going into spring. Got a good deal on it. It was sitting in a guy's shed for like 10 years. He used to grind hog feed with it. It was in really great shape. I think we got a decent deal on it, so I'm pretty excited about that. And it's a Massey, so it matches some of our red paint around here. One of the other big things we've been working on just over the last, well, for a couple of years now, it's been a year and a half in the making, something like that, is our storefront, our market for the farm. And those of you that don't know, we direct market everything. So we provide raw milk, we have pork, soy-free pork, and that's the other thing with our feed, is we are organic, soy-free, and we're actually looking at going corn-free. So it would be corn and soy-free is kind of what we're looking at doing. And as far as purchasing feed and finding good quality feed, it's very, very hard to meet the standards that we need, that our customers want. So that's another reason why we're looking at grinding our own feed and starting to make our own feed, and providing that to our members as well. But anyway, so we got raw grass-fed raw milk. We also do grass-fed beef. We keep our steers back. And then, like I said, soy-free pork. We do soy-free meat chickens, and then we direct market everything. And up until this past October, it's been kind of a mess. We've had a little corner in our shop where people come in, pick stuff up, whatever. Well, anyway, we had this lean-to. I've talked about it in past videos. That's on the side of the shop. And originally, that was a 1-bedroom apartment that we built for Grandma when she still lived here before she passed away. We didn't want to send her to a nursing home. We wanted to keep her on the farm, so we built a 1-bedroom apartment, full apartment, kitchen, bath, everything. And when she passed away, we never got it finished, and it was basically roughed in, just pretty much roughed in, ready for wall coverings, floor coverings, etc. And so it sat for 3 or 4 years. We didn't know what to do with it, and then finally we came up with the idea, let's make it into a storefront and office. And so the bedroom is becoming the office, and the kitchen living area is the storefront or the market. So anyway, that's what we got going on there. That's pretty exciting. That's very exciting, actually. That really helps us kind of stay organized. It also just gives our members a nice, clean place. It's a reason to come out. We had an open house. Excuse me. We had an open house in October that we did really well at, and then we had Santa come out just a few weeks ago, and we had a deal with him, which turned out really nice. We had a bunch of kids out. And that's kind of our goal, is to have little events at the farm store, so people can come out and check it out, buy whatever they want. And we are a private ministerial association, a PMA, so we operate in private. We are not open to the public. You have to be a member, just similar to Sam's or Costco. You have to be a member in order to have access to all of our products. So that project right there took, we went real hard on that late summer. We had some help from some other people. We really appreciate their help with that. We got that. It's not done. We still got some more things to do, but we got it to a point to where we could actually, move in and start working out of there. The office is not ready to go yet. We still need to get internet ran out there and a few other things, but we're hoping over the next few months, by spring, we should be pretty much wrapped up with that. Another big thing that we've been working on is we're adding a building. So we tore down the old corn crib. That was a bittersweet day. I'll show you, I did get some video of that. I'll show you some video of that. That was a very bittersweet day. That was just such a neat building, very nostalgic, sad. Grandpa built that in the late 70s. He only used it for, I think, 1 or 2 years. But it just was a really awkward building. Well, we're finally getting going on this project. This has kind of been a long time coming. I've been thinking about doing something different with this building for years, adding on to it, just tearing it down, trying to keep it, use it. The reality is it's just not a very functional building. This was built with scraps that Grandpa bought off of several different auctions. The tin was all used. The lumber was used, a lot of bridge planks that he got from the county when he was working for them, telephone poles. It was all used lumber. And it's one of those things that I've kind of finally made the decision that I talked about saving some of it and just adding on to it, or saving it, but then adding on to it, reskinning it. And then I kind of looked at some of the lumber and thought that's not worth it. Just tear the lean-to off. Let's keep the bins on this side. Repurpose the bins for wheat and oats, kind of make a granary out of it, build around that. But after looking at it, there's some rotten posts. To replace a couple of these rotten posts, it'd be too much work, it would cost too much, and you can only polish a turd so much, and it's a really neat looking building. The thing I'm going to hate the most is the roof line. The building, it just looked really cool. I liked it, but it's just not functional for us. And I've racked my brain, like I said, a million different ways to try and figure out how to utilize it. And I think the best thing is to just tear it down. And I know my grandpa wouldn't fault me for that. In fact, me trying to save it and add on to it, he'd probably tell me, you don't make sense. You used to tell me that a lot. But anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at now. Nate's over there working on the other side. We got most of the tin off of the walls. We're working on the east side now, and then we're going to take the roof off. We are saving as much of the material as we can to repurpose it, but for something else other than this. Well, we almost got her whipped. This thing was built like a brick shithouse, I can tell you that. I gotta get all these planks out of the middle of it, and then I'm gonna start popping these posts out. A few of them are rotted, but there's a couple of these creosote posts that are actually in really good shape yet, so I'm gonna try and save the ones I can. So in place of that, what we're doing is putting up a 32 by 60 pole barn. Now this barn has got a 13-foot sidewall. The building itself has 12-foot sidewalls, and then we've got it sitting on 12 inches of concrete. And right now the goal is it's just going to be machinery storage at the moment. We got to get stuff out of the shop. I can't even work in the shop. We've got the hay baler in there, the round baler, and now we got the grinder in there, and there's some other stuff. I can't get organized. There's no room in there. And so the plan with this right now is to get that equipment out of the shop, being able to keep it inside, and then also for feed storage. I don't have those bins up, and so right now we're going to just use some gravity wagons to hold some ingredients in, along with some other some of those other what are they, seed boxes, or those plastic seed boxes, I think is what you call them. Anyway, just to kind of get started so we can start making our own feed and start kind of figuring out our process with that. And so that's what this building's going to be for temporarily. Now, long term, this building, what our plan with this is most likely going to be a freestall barn for the cows, and it'll probably be a little bit of hay storage on this west end over here, and then there'll be some sort of a divider in here, and we'll have feed panels so we can feed through it, and then have, you know, a freestall barn on the east side over here, or freestalls on the east side. The other thing we're looking at doing, if things go well over the next, you know, 5 years or so, is building a new milk barn. Right now this is the milk barn. It's working okay right now. It's a little inefficient, but we haven't had to spend a whole lot of money to get it up and going and get it renovated. So the plan would be to, on the other side of this, tear down the chicken shed and the old machine shed, and then build a new barn. And then we would actually attach these two structures with a short building or an addition in between. That way, during inclement weather, the cows don't even need to go outside and they can stay nice and dry and clean. And so then that would be a combination of free stalls and a feeding area between the back of the new barn and this building tied together. So that's kind of the plan for down the road. The other thing that has to happen is in the next year or two, my plan is to put up another building similar to this. It's going to be a little longer, a little wider, but that's going to strictly be for machinery storage over by the road over here. And so we'll kind of see how things go. Obviously, we got to make some money to make those things happen. So we'll see. Hopefully the next year or two goes the way I think it can. I'm pretty excited about that building. That's going to make a huge difference, especially not just the building, but getting the stuff out of the shop. The other thing is we picked up a shipping container from my neighbor. They're moving, and so we got a little 20-foot shipping container, which really helps get stuff out of the shop, excess materials, lumber, just for storage and stuff like that. So far today is the day before it's New Year's Eve. Today is last day of 2025. I was getting pretty nervous. We got that concrete for the building in right there at the end of November. I think we poured it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, right before all that cold weather and snow hit, and so we got that in by the skin of our teeth. And then I was worried we weren't even going to get the building up, but then the weather turned and it's been beautiful in that building. I got a couple friends helping me put it up, and everything's went smooth so far. Haven't had any issues with anything. And so I mean, what we've got done so far, I think we've maybe got 6-7 days in it, something like that. That's about it. So we should be finished. We got about another three and a half days or so, and we should be done with it for now. Doors, the big sliding doors, those will go on in the spring. We're not going to worry about those now. We're just going to get everything buttoned up to that point. This is the container we got. These things are pretty cool here. I didn't even know this was a thing, but you can buy spindles that bolt right on, and then you can pull it like a trailer. That's how we got it up here. In fact, you can get hitches for them, or I could build a hitch, but I just used a skid steer and forks and some chains. But that was a lifesaver right there. Well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for coming along. We appreciate it. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good New Year, good and safe New Year as well. And hope your 26 is off to a good start. Make sure you guys don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you don't miss any of our other videos coming out. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram as well. We're pretty active on there. You guys take care. We'll see you in the next one.